Many of my clients said that they might feel good, they trying to feel love for themselves and for others, but then the conversation happens with somebody and you know what happened with the happiness goes somewhere there. And they ask me, how do I have amazing conversation? How do I keep my happiness up? Well, do you know that you have the power to create only amazing conversations? And you might go like, really? Yes. And this is how you do that. First of all, you need to understand that you create everything in your life by the way you feel. So only when you feel good, you create what you desire. So before you start conversation, before you open your mouth to anyone, feel love for them. Feel love. Because when we feel love, we create what we want. When you feel love for them before you talk to them, you have amazing conversations. Now, you might start amazing, but then something, you thought about something and your feeling changes into something different than love. The conversation will change to something different than being nice and peaceful. So, what do you need to do? You need to remember one very important thing. You are more powerful than you ever can imagine in your wildest dreams. When the conversation that started great, start going into a different direction, you always have the power to bring it right back to peaceful place. How do you do that? The first thing, when somebody says something you don't like, don't comment on it. Don't say anything about that. Why? Because when we do, remember, we are somebody saying something we don't like. We already feel different, something different than love. So if we comment, that feeling goes stronger, different than love, and the conversation goes. And we want peace and quiet, right? So what we need to remember, we need to change how we feel. So if somebody's saying something you don't like, it's a message to you, I need to feel good. So what you do is you don't comment on it. You don't say anything and you start feeling love for yourself and the other person. And when you feel love, the conversation changes. I'm going to give you a great example. One of my international clients, her and her husband were talking to their son, on a speakerphone, and the son started with really, really bad things. I mean, this conversation was going anywhere else but in a good place. Okay, it was anything but peaceful. What my client did, she didn't comment on anything. She didn't say anything. And what she did is she closed her eyes and she was feeling love for her son. As she is doing that, her son is changing how he talks. He talks nicer things, and suddenly the whole conversation changes and he talks about awesome things. The conversation finished in an incredible note. When they hang up from the phone, her husband looks at her and says, what did you do? When our son was saying those things, what did you do when you closed your eyes? She says, I was just feeling love. He looks at her and said, this was incredible. Now, he's not my client, she is. He said, that was incredible. You have the power to change the conversation as is happening if it's not what we want. And of course, what happened is we have to feel love first so we can start conversation from the good note. So we need to remember that. And then if he goes in a direction we would like different direction than that, we don't comment, don't say anything, just feel love for that person. Remember, if you say in your mind, I love you, but you still feel like this, thoughts don't create anything in our lives. If you say, I love you, and you don't feel it, that's a thought. And it's not going to change it. So what you do, you repeat it. Usually three is the charm. You repeat it until you feel it. And that's exactly what she did. She closed her eyes and she was feeling love. Now, if you are sitting in front of somebody, of course you don't close your eyes, but you still say, I love you, and you say until you feel it. And when you feel it, the conversation changes. And then you're hugging and kissing, you say, what just happened? You change how you feel. That's how powerful you are. And then, very important is, when you finish the conversation, of course, on a good place, what's happened to your happiness? You go like, oh my gosh, your happiness goes to the next level because you say, oh my gosh, I can feel my power. I can actually create the conversation any way I want. And yes, you do. But let's say you had a conversation that somehow you didn't manage feeling love at this moment enough, or you forgot about feeling love, and the conversation finished the way, like that. What do? You need to feel love for yourself and love for that person. If we chew on that conversation, we feel something different than love. And guess what? The next conversation we are going to have is going to be like, different direction. We want to keep it nice and calm and peaceful. So it was conversation you didn't like, feel love for yourself, feel love for the other person, and let it go. Leave the past in the past. And always, always remember, before you start any conversation, feel love for that person first. So you come into anybody, say, I love you. You come into your boss, you say, I love you, of course, in your mind. Okay, you come into your child, you say, I love you. Before they say anything or you say anything. Whoever that person is, you say, I love you. And now, this is how you start the conversation. And feeling I love you keeps the conversation in a beautiful place. So if you feel love all the time, guess what? When you have conversation, you have beautiful conversations all the time. That's how incredible you are. And your happiness, not just staying where it's supposed to be, it keeps going up and up and up and up and up. And you will never stop getting better. So, if you would like to have a calm, peaceful life, subscribe to my channel so you can learn more. And I will see you next Saturday for my new video. And thank you for watching my videos. And in the meantime, have fun watching this video and this video. And have absolutely magical day.